Superman here.
Welcome back to Great Day. As we had to have the biggest and brightest star of all as we wrap up our show today with a local. Very cool. From Norwalk, Iowa, ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Superman. We know him as Brandon Routh is here with us. Good to see you, my friend. You are here for all the festivities with Comic-Con this weekend.
Of course. Big time.
So a lot of family visitation, I imagine.
Yeah. I'm going to have a lot of my family come out to the con, actually, and see what goes on at one of these things and,
You're not going to
have
make them
fun.
pay to get in, are you?
No. I think I got passes for them.
Okay, good. Just checking. Make sure you're still an Iowa guy.
It'd be money well spent, though. Entertainment for the whole family. A lot of good people watching, and just enjoyment, safe and a good time.
But our viewers of KCWI who like tuning into The Flash and other superhero shows, you're a part of those as well.
Of course, yeah. It's been a blast the last year to be working on Arrow mostly, and then have a crossover episode I did with Flash, and then that's now turning into a new show called Legends of Tomorrow, which is in that same universe, in the Arrowverse as we like to call it, and kind of combining some of the characters and villains, heroes and villains from both of those shows over the last couple years. And combining them, putting them together on the same show, teaming us up, and fighting bad guys from all time, because there's time travel involved.
That's true.
As you headed out to LA to become a successful actor, did you ever think it was going to be in the superhero genre of life?
No, not at all.
Where did you think you'd end up? What was your target?
I mean, at that time, my big excitement in my life was like Braveheart, and that type of fantasy. That's not fantasy. That's that's based on history, kind of.
Super cool is what it is.
But medieval and fantasy stuff, that was my area of geekdom. So I was always wanted to be a part of some kind of sword and sorcery stuff. So this is kind of in the same genre a little bit, but
I feel like I read your background, and we're both from small town Iowa. We both, I don't know, you did music, you sing, I was in band, and you went to Iowa, I went to Iowa. So I feel like you and I are very similar, except that you're like 1,000 times more handsome. But what was it like moving?
Besides that, you're almost twins.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and for this case, I'm a man.
Yes, exactly.
Big difference.
It's fun to see someone locally go out and become a superhero like you've become in so many different areas of life.
What was that part of your life like? I'm just curious.
Crazy, It's one of those things where I had amazing support from my parents who are here. I'm not just
cool.
Not just being nice because they're here. But they're both performers as well as their other professions, and so that was kind of part of who I was and who I'd become. Very supportive, and just kind of walked. There were doors that just kind of opened up, and at that at that time in my life, thankfully, I wasn't afraid. I was like, okay, well, let's see what's through here. Could be good, could be bad. I don't know, but at least I'm gonna step forward and see. And one thing led to another, and I made it out to Hollywood, and success, and then failure, and success, and then failure, come hand in hand a lot of times, and right next to each other sometimes. So the challenge is overcoming those things and learning from all those opportunities, learning from the good and the bad, because you learn. A lot of people say you learn more from the bad than you do from the good, and I think that's true in my case. Not to say that good isn't good; it is great.
It's great, yeah.
But there's a lot of opportunity when you're in those low times to find out who you are and what you really want. And so I got to do a lot of that, and help me stay where I am and be happy in what I'm doing.
We were we both worked at Channel 8 with your Uncle Roger, and so we know about your family. You have a talented family, and I was there when all this was happening, the Superman stuff, and what a beaming, proud uncle you had. Was always so excited, sending emails out, oh, this is coming up, and that's coming up.
There he is.
Speaking of which, I know you've been asked this a million times, but just want to hear it from your mouth as well. Taking on a role that we all relate to, Christopher Reeves, and just an amazing man. What was it like having to step into those shoes and kind of recreate the character in your own interpretation?
An amazing opportunity. I'm so thankful and blessed for that. He was my Superman, still is my Superman. When I think of Superman, I think of Chris, and he did such an amazing job with that role for so many years, carrying on, really initiating the film tradition of Superman and being Superman for all of those years. That I'm very grateful to have been the transitional figure for people to have experienced Chris and then have me as Superman and to where we are now. It was a great honor.
It's amazing how much you look like him, even here sitting here today.
It's something, one of those things that I never really saw until I started into film and television, and then when I was there, people were saying that all the time
and
to
doing
me.
the side-by-sides,
Yeah. So
that is cool. All right, now just a quick question. We're almost out of time here, but in Norwalk, what part of Norwalk did you guys live in?
South near Wright Road.
Okay.
So the kind of the end of town, by a cornfield. I mean, it was a 5-minute walk from a cornfield that I'd run through all the time for all the Superman geekiness of that. But so not a lot of Norwalk to be from. So, but that's true. It's very small.
So Comic-Con this weekend, but also the Historical Society.
Yeah, what's
today.
going on there today?
They're going to do the Q&A. Oh, at the Comic-Con or the?
No.
Yeah, the historical. Here's the historical building. Okay.
Yep, we're doing a 1 o'clock Q&A. Screen the movie. I think at 2 o'clock. It's free as long as there's room for everybody. Also, I'm going to say my sister Sarah Routh is playing at, I believe it's Car 209.
Okay.
There's a comedy show or something, and then that's on Saturday night. She goes around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we're hoping to get her on our Great Day soundstage very soon. But
Yeah.
you're getting your handprints and cement, and you're going to be a part of our history here
That's pretty cool.
of famous people that have done incredible.
But nice to meet you finally after all these years, man.
Thanks for
Likewise.
stopping
Welcome
by.
home.
Look forward to being back.
All right, buddy. Take it easy, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Go see one of our own over at Comic-Con this weekend.